Hi everyone, Anne O'Connell with OC Publishing here, and happy holidays. Today on the author journey, we're going to do a little bit of a different twist. I have 5 of my authors with me here this afternoon, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the charities that we support over the holidays, because sometimes it's really important to recognize that can be a difficult time of year for so many. And to share with you what inspired me to do this was, quite honestly, the escalation of homelessness in my city here. I walk and drive by homeless encampments every day. And a little story I'll share with you. My niece-in-law was driving her kids to school one day and pulled up to a red light, and there was a panhandler, a homeless gentleman on the street corner with a sign that said homeless and hungry. She said to her 3-year-old who was sitting in the back seat, would you like to give this gentleman a banana because he's hungry and he can't afford food? Because she always carries extra fruit in the car for the kids as they're racing around, as young families do. And he very happily opened his window and handed the gentleman a banana, and he profusely thanked him. The gentleman was very, very thankful. As they pulled away, my little great nephew, sweet thing, says, "Mommy, next time, can we bring him a wrap?" Well, that story really, really touched my heart. And I thought, imagine if everyone was that generous and had such an innocent attitude and showed a bit of kindness and empathy to those less fortunate. And that's when the idea hatched that perhaps we could bring just a little holiday of cheer to a few organizations by making a donation and encouraging others to do the same. And as you'll see, many of my authors jumped on board. And today we're going to share with you our charities of choice. And if you're watching and would like to tell us of a nonprofit organization that you support, please add it to the comments and include a website address if you know it. So I also wanted to, in support of the authors who have joined us today, share not just who they are, but their books, and then I'll bring them up and we can talk about their charities. So we have today joining us Marcia Bars, who is the author of Shanty Fights for Her Rights. It's a middle grade novel. We have Francine Cosman, who's the author of Nurse, a memoir. Of course, these are all amazing books. You have to pick them up. It's still not too late to get out and add some books to your shopping list. Orange Kitty and the Mouse Parade, E.M. Gales, Elizabeth M. Gales, is with us today, and she also has a companion coloring book. Yep, Ailsa Kepi, who's with us today, also a memoirist, and her book is By the Light of the Crescent Moon. I love that cover. And we have Barbara Ann Miller, author of Zigzag Zeffie, a beautiful children's picture book. And we were going to have Cindy Tingley join us today, but she unfortunately had a conflict. But this is her latest book in the Lily's Adventure series, Lily's Egypt Adventure, Cindy Tingley. So I'll be sharing with you what her charity is. So I'm going to bring all of my folks up to join me. Let's see if I can get them all. There we are. Hi, guys. How are you? Welcome to the author journey today, a very, very special broadcast. I really appreciate you all joining me. Thank you.
Hello.
How was everybody ready for the holidays? Just a few days to go.
Pretty much.
Good. Well, we're going to jump right in because we're going to try not to take too long, but I think this is such an amazing opportunity. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to share some information about the nonprofits. And I think I'll jump in. I'll get a start and get things rolling. When I was sharing the story about my little great nephew who wanted to next time bring the homeless gentleman a wrap, I really started thinking perhaps the charity that I would support this season would be directly related to that situation that we find ourselves in. And so I have picked Souls Harbor Rescue Mission, and I'm going to share a little bit. Do I have that? I have that one. Just a second. Not sure if this is the one. There we go. There we go. Souls Harbor Rescue Mission. And they provide food and shelter to homeless folks here in Halifax. And there, if anybody out there is interested in learning more about Souls Harbor, and it's at www.shrm.ca, and it's an organization that's been around for a long while here in Halifax, and it's hang on a second. There we go. It's a local charity that I feel does some great work. Let me just do here. We go. Cindy's charity is the IWK Foundation, IWKFoundation.org, and she says it's a charity that's near and dear to her heart. And the reason that she has chosen that charity is because 50 years ago, she had open heart surgery when she was 16 years old. So that is an organization that she has chosen to support this holiday season. So let's move on. Marsha, tell us about your charity and why you chose to support it.
So mine is the North Grove, and you're going to pull that up now. There,
I am. Yep. There's the website. Yep.
Yeah. They're a community hub in North Dartmouth. They offer program services and space for people to connect and learn through family support and food and friendship is what they say. They have child and family programs, parenting programs, children's play groups, and they're an important community food center and farm, which is, they have a huge vegetable garden, mostly I think in the back, and they offer meals throughout the week. On Mondays is a family supper, and Tuesday is a community lunch, and they do programs for cooking, both for adults and children. And people come and help they have their own garden plots, and they help in all of them. And in their impact report, there's a teacher at John Martin Junior High, and she brings her grade 7 students there to volunteer, especially working in the farm. But of course, through that, they have also become very involved in the community. And
I love that.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And she said that it really helped their self-development, confidence, and ability to communicate and collaborate. So it really helped them in school for all their involvement. So yeah, so I think that's about all I can say about it. You can learn more on their website.
I love that. And you know what? That's really quite a wonderful project, is bringing the kids. So that sort of starts at a young age to instill, a sense of giving back to the community and recognizing, that, I feel like I'm so blessed and I have so much that, it's so important for people to understand that, if everybody just gave back a little, that, you can make a huge impact. Like one person can make a difference. And I also want to point out, with each of these organizations that we're talking about, most of them right on the homepage, like here at North Grove, there's a donate button. So, feel free to click around there and learn more about that organization. So thank you, Marsha. Excellent. So next, Francine, tell us about your charity.
Hi. Well, my charity is Feed Nova Scotia, and
Mhm.
there's some personal reasons for that. I knew food insecurity for the first 10 years of my life when my dad was a severe alcoholic. And
Mm.
coming forward into adulthood, my nephew became a double addict and became a street person
Good
and
Lord.
begging on corners. So following his journey, knowing his experiences, I started, instead of handing out money at street corners from my car, I bought those boxes of crunchy granola bars. Not bananas, lovely fresh fruit is a great thing, but travel
And
with,
wraps.
yeah, and wraps. And I always travel with a box of granola bars on my front seat. And the reaction of folks when I hand them a couple of bars, they light up with smiles. They're very, very thankful to get a little bite to nibble on while they're there in the cold and the wet and all the other conditions
Mhm.
they're dealing with. So,
Mhm.
food insecurity is huge. It affects 1 in 5 families in Nova Scotia. I was shocked by that number.
Wow.
And the food bank itself, Feed Nova Scotia, supplies and works with 140 member agencies. And all of those agencies say the demand is increasing. Year over year, the demand is stronger. We have many new immigrants coming in. We have students from other countries that can't afford food when they run out of
Mhm.
budget money. There's so many people now relying on going to the food bank and getting help. So I just think from personal experience and watching my nephew and knowing his story and
Mm.
wanting to help where I could, then Feed Nova Scotia, with its global approach in our province, it became my charity of choice for today, and I'm really pleased to be able to talk about it. And thank you, Anne, for doing this so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. You know what I love about what you've just shared with us is the collaboration. You said that 146 organizations,
40, yeah, yeah.
wow, working together, and I think that that really is the only way forward. You know, nobody can make it alone, and no one organization can do it all.
Yes.
You know, and in my career, over my 20-year PR career, I did a lot of community work and sat on nonprofit boards. And the projects that were the strongest and had the furthest reaching impact were the ones that brought, different nonprofits and government agencies and corporations together for one common cause and one common goal. And I just think, gone are the days that, there's, I mean, charitable dollar is difficult to find, but gone are the days that one nonprofit, it's not steal from Peter to pay Paul. You can collaborate and share in um, the activities to reach more people.
Yeah, to work together.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Anne.
No, you're welcome. Okay, Francine and Lisa, Elizabeth. I do that every time.
That's okay. I go by both.
Yes, and Elizabeth is our Orange Kitty author, and share a little bit about the charity you have chosen today.
Well, I've been supporting this charity for many years now. It started because I felt really at a loss on the suffering that goes on throughout the world. And Doctors Without Borders is someone that is there at the worst possible times, helping with whatever needs helping, including like they have programs where they fix cleft palates. What surprised me is they even went to rural America and offered dental work and other kinds of services like that, optometry, because so many people in the US could not afford to have dental work done or to even get a pair of glasses. So they have their effect is very wide ranging. They are everywhere. The doctors are multinational, and it made me feel better to with my support doing a very tiny something to address the suffering. And it can be so daunting, so depressing to think of the serious situations that go on and not fall into a state of despair. And I think one of the best ways not to do that is to be active. And so many of us, me included, I can't go there personally and try to help in any way. So donating some of my money, even if it's just a little bit, feels like I'm helping a little bit. And that's helped me a lot. And Feed Nova Scotia is also another one that I do donate to, because I completely see the way the suffering has increased here, the tent cities, everything. It's such an important charity. Doctors Without Borders is a way for me to feel like I'm helping in a more broader sense. Yes. So,
Yeah, and it's an amazing organization, and of course it started out as Médecins Sans Frontières. Forgive my accent. I do have a French background, but boy, oh boy, without practicing, you kind of lose it, don't you? And it is a wonderful organization, and I think it's nice that we have a mix of sort of local and international. And one of my favorite charities that I've supported over the years is World Vision. And I think the other thing that's really key is, when you want to support an organization or a movement, or help certain people in need, to make sure that the money that's being donated gets to where it needs to go, and the balance of money that goes directly to programs or directly to clients is a decent percentage versus admin. But I always say to people, because I've been involved in bigger charities as well, that it costs money to run these organizations, and people are the ones that make these organizations operate, and you have to compensate them as well. These are professionals that head up organizations that so there is a balance. There's a balance. So understanding that some of your contributions could go towards administration, although a lot of nonprofits also will allow you to specify what part of the organization you want to fund in a lot of cases. And specifically, if we go back to Cindy's support of the IWK, her contribution went specifically to children's services through the IWK Foundation. So thank you very much, Elizabeth, for presenting Doctors Without Borders. I want to, okay. Ailsa, share with us your organization, please.
All right. Well, I feel like I don't have a personal connection to this, but I asked one of my clients what were some local charities, because I feel like I have also supported World Vision and adopted a child and all those things abroad. And I felt like it is kind of a good time to look around my own area. So I picked the North Mountain Animal Shelter, a sanctuary.
I love this one.
It's for neglected and abused farm animals in the Annapolis Valley. And so that's where I live. And I grew up on a farm. And I know that lots of times for whatever reason, the animals don't get looked after as well as they should have. And also when they no longer are useful, we often kind of leave the animals with no shelter and food and things. So I also have one of my daughters. I have 4 daughters, and one of them is a vet assistant, and she's hoping at some point to have an animal sanctuary. So I thought so this one is completely funded by donations, and I think they passed their 100 animal. They have over 100 animals now, mostly smaller animals: goats, rabbits, turkeys, pigs, chickens, hedgehogs, a few turtles.
I love it.
And I noticed on their website, I was just looking, that they do have like a sponsor an animal for the holidays gift idea. So if you are looking for a last minute gift idea for someone who's an animal lover and they've got everything they need, maybe you want to have a look at the website. I think they offer like a little card and you can sponsor a particular animal. So I think I just think it's kind of, it's nice to remember all the other creatures that make the world what it is and bring some love to this time of year. So that's really all I have to say about it, but I'm excited to have found out about this place.
Oh, I love it. And what a wonderful comment, Ailsa. Like, let's remember all the creatures that make up this amazing world and this planet that we live on, because it's a absolutely symbiotic relationship. And I can envision you expanding our Celtic Hearth to include like a little, like a petting, maybe a little, animal therapy, mutually beneficial animal therapy environment. I love that idea.
You never know. Yeah. Bunny rabbit yoga coming soon.
Right.
Is there a website?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. The website is let me see if I can get that back up here. North Mountain Animal Sanctuary.
Yeah.
nmas.ca. And I love that bunny. I have a nephew that has 3 bunny rabbits, and they run roughshod all over their apartment. And one of them's name is Potato and looks just like this little one here. So shout out to Jeff and Potato. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, Barb, your charity today.
My charity is called Club Inclusion, and it's a Halifax, Dartmouth-based charity, and it offers activities and programs for those who are living with disabilities. And, they strongly believe that everyone has talents, and so there's always something going on at Club Inclusion 7 days a week. And I have a family that are very near and dear to my heart, friends, and their oldest son, Graham, is very active in Club Inclusion, and it brings a lot of joy to him. He is able to challenge himself and has a lot of fun, and it offers some respite for his parents when he's there. And it's a place for people to come together and really enjoy sharing their talents and being together. And that's something that, as everybody's already said, is very near and dear to all of us. And I just have to say, I'm so happy that we're doing this because, there's so much, as a few people have said, grief and harm in the world. And this is something that makes us all very happy. And Marcia, I know the teacher you were talking about very, very well. That Miss Brooke Van Tassel, she does an absolute wonderful program with North Grove and Doctors Without Borders. I have a few friends who are doctors there. And when we talk about Feed Nova Scotia, Souls Harbor, like there is so much that people are giving to, and the need is so great. And I'm a big animal lover, so I didn't know about North Mountain Animal Sanctuary, so I'm happy to know about that. And anybody who's listening to this, I mean, these folks on the screen here are just wonderful people, and talking about these wonderful charities is something that's really special to all of us. So thanks, Anne, for doing this, and thanks everybody else for sharing your charities, including Cindy, whose sweet face is not here.
Hey, Cindy.
Yes, yay.
Really secret, yay.
But I appreciate being able to talk about club inclusion, and I just loved hearing about all the other charities. So thanks, Anne, and thanks everybody else.
Oh, thank you. And I love, Ailsa also said at the end of hers that, you know, if there are people on your shopping list who, you know, really don't need anything, or, you know, you're struggling trying to figure out, you know, what to get them. I love the idea of the adopting the animal at the North Mountain Animal Sanctuary. I remember, like, I have lots of nieces and nephews, and they're all grown up, which is, you know, and many of them live, you know, away. So one year I just said to them, you know, you guys, you know, do you need another $20 gift certificate from Amazon? Like, they live away. So that was when I first started supporting World Vision, and one family, you know, in their name, I bought like a fish farm for, you know, a family and somewhere in Africa, and somebody else, you know, I bought them a couple of goats, and, you know, so for each one, I found something that I knew would resonate with them, you know, like a hobby that they did, or, you know, a passion that they had. So, you know, and I need to bring that back, I think, into our realm. Anybody else have any final stories they'd like to share, or thoughts or ideas for folks watching?
I guess we've all taken our turn, have we? I think I must have zoned out for a minute. I'm just thinking of Cindy and her heart surgery she had at the age of 16. And my granddaughter Sadie lives in California. She was born with half a heart. She was what's called a left ventricle child, and she's 17 now, and she had 4 open heart surgeries and a diaphragm surgery. And along the way, somebody brought a prayer shawl to my door. I didn't know this person, and they asked for the prayer shawl to be sent to California, so I did. And that started a ministry of prayer shawls for Sadie's Angels was the website. And those donations now have passed over $100,000 worth of fundraising to the heart unit at Sick Children's Hospital.
Wow.
All came from prayer shawls. Yeah. So we have no idea.
Amazing.
A little reaching out can expand and expand and expand. And I just think Sadie's Angels, that's a very interesting expansion from one prayer shawl from a stranger. So there.
Oh, I love that. That's exactly such a beautiful example. And I want to say hi to the folks who are watching and remind you, if you have a charity that you support, or you would just like to give a little more exposure to, please feel free, even if you're watching this at a later date, to pop it in the comments with a link to how to donate if you know it. And I want to say hi. Sarah Butland has joined us, and she says, too late but here. And thank you, Sarah, for joining us. I also, there are other ways that you can support folks who are less fortunate, or who might be a little down on their luck, or, you know, have health issues. And Marcia might shake her head at me, but I want to highlight the amazing project that you and your friends do with the fidget quilts. Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. Can I just go get one?
Yes. Oh, please. Yeah, I'll tell people about them while you're getting an example. My mom is 99 years old, and she has dementia, and she's in a care home. But before she moved into a care home, Marcia said to me one day, we were having a meeting, probably a launch to, you know, in preparation for the launch of Shanti Fights for Her Rights. And she had these gorgeous quilts, you know, leaning on the back of one of her couches. I'm like, oh my goodness, what are those? And so she said, tell us a little bit about the fidget quilts.
So, and a friend who lives near here, she and her sister had been making them in well, I think for her mother in Ottawa originally, and so she got involved here with the Alzheimer's Society and said, well, could you use these? So yeah, we call them touch quilts, and
Touch quilts. Oh, thank you.
lap style. So they go on,
Yeah.
they go on your lap, and there's things to keep your fingers busy, and pockets. That was what Anne said. Put lots of pockets on, because her mother liked to use pockets and flaps.
Pockets for Kleenex and cough drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 5 of us that have been making it, and they go different places to nursing homes or the infirmary. I've had requests for people who are waiting to go into a nursing home. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, they're just beautiful. And of course, I immediately had to have one for my mom. And I said, well, how much do you charge? And she said, we don't charge. We just ask for you to make a donation to Alzheimer's Society of Nova Scotia, was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
ideal, or
Yeah.
wherever. Yes.
Or any, yeah. So it was just such a kind gesture. So I did take it home. It went missing shortly thereafter. And so she gave me another one, which was lovely, and I made another donation. So when we recently were packing up the house to move Mom and everything, well, wasn't it tucked like in behind a whole bunch of towels and sheets in the linen closet?
Oh,
So I said, Marcia, do you want this one back? She said, no, take it to the care home where your mom is at, and perhaps. So there are 2 there. And they're getting lots of use. So thank you, Marcia. Appreciate that. And thank you all. I so again appreciate every single one of you and love you with the deepest appreciation in my heart. And I just, what you all do makes a huge difference. And I hope you have wonderful holidays. And we just wear silly hats and try and bring as much joy as we can. And yes, I have snowflakes. I see Francine's ornaments, jingle earrings. And thank you again for bringing those amazing organizations to everybody's to the forefront. And hopefully we'll get some more donations to these very, very deserving organizations. So thanks again, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And thank you everyone for joining me on the author journey today. We're going to take a little bit of a break over the holidays, and we'll be back on what date? Let me see here. On January 23rd will be our first show back in the new year, and we'll hope to see you then. In the meantime, please stay safe and healthy, and have a very happy holiday. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Anne.